Hey guys, it's Paul Trimmer here from the Paul Trimmer Real Estate Agency here in beautiful Puerto Vallarta. And today's video is about buying a property here in PV and renting it out on Airbnb. So it's no secret that that's really a big thing now. Airbnb and VRBO and those sites have changed the way tourism can work. And 20 years ago we didn't have those platforms, and with the invention of them we can all have our own little mini hotel business. We can now have a vacation home that is also bringing us an income. So it's changed a lot, the way we can buy vacation homes. So I just want to talk about the pros, the cons, the things to really think about before you go to a different country, e.g. Puerto Vallarta, and buy a property with the intention of putting it on Airbnb and as a rental income. So a little background. So if you're going to buy a property here in PV and you want to put it on the market as a rental, short-term rental on Airbnb, the choice you've got is to either delegate the whole thing off to a property management company who also does the bookings, and they do everything. Now, you need to factor in that the typical good property management firm here in town will charge you a flat monthly fee. For example, $150 US, 175, plus 20% commission on the income for them to do everything. There are other options. You could manage it yourself, the Airbnb bookings yourself, on your phone, on your computer, in your home country, and then have someone doing the check-ins, the check-outs, the checking on the inventory, making sure no one's stolen anything at the end of a booking. So there's ways around minimizing those costs, and it all depends on how hands-on you want to be. So keep that in mind. Are you going to delegate it all, or are you going to do it yourself partly? And there's different costs to that. Now, if you're going to do it yourself, you want to have some level of ability to work on your phone and your computer on the Airbnb site and the app. If you're good on Facebook, if you're good on emails on your phone, on Instagram, if you've got that level of ability with technology, you're going to find the Airbnb website and the app really easy to use. If you're not good with those sorts of things, then maybe you're going to want to delegate all this service to a property manager. Keep that in mind. So it's a lot of fun. I personally have an Airbnb back in New Zealand. I manage it myself on my phone, and I have a cleaner going in and out and dealing with it. I've done that for 4 or 5 years. It's a lot of fun. But the things to think about is you've constantly got people coming and going into your property, and that means wear and tear on everything, on your beds, on your linen, your cups, and just everything on the property. So there are ongoing expenses through the year where you need to replace this and replace that, get new cups, etc., new linen. So factor that into the expenses. Keep in mind you're at a distance. So if you're from America or Canada or somewhere else in the world and you have a property here in PV, you're at a distance. So if something goes wrong, you need to have the right people on the ground to take care of that. And if you're managing it yourself, you might get a phone call or a text message at 10 p.m. at night with, hey, the hot water's stopped or something like that. So just keep in mind you have to just kind of roll with it, and that can be frustrating sometimes when you're at a distance. If you've got a good person on the ground here that you can delegate it to, great. They cost money, so factor that in when you're doing it. Keep in mind this day and age, guests are becoming more picky. So, if you're managing it yourself, you're going to get the text messages saying, hey, I just found a piece of hair on my bed, or the cups in the pantry were not very clean. People are becoming more picky. And so if you're dealing with that on a day-to-day basis, it can become a little frustrating. These are some of the cons of Airbnb. It's a little relentless. My place in New Zealand, every 2 days I've got a new guest coming in. Every 3 days, it's a constant thing, and it's fun. But after doing it for years and years, it can be a little tiring. So just keep that in mind, that you're going to have great guests and they're really great to deal with, and then some that are a little more challenging, and it's a relentless thing. So a little advice, when you're buying a property, you want to keep in mind that if you decide to stop doing short-term rentals, then can you continue to pay the mortgage and the expenses of the HOA fees by renting your property out long-term? So yes, you're going to do short-term because it's more money, but can you survive by renting it out long-term? It gives you the flexibility of both. So that's something to think about. Also, if you're buying here and you're an expat, you're going to have Mexican tax obligations. Here, I've done other videos you can look at for more details on that, but you're going to need some residency, an RFC tax number, an accountant, and that all costs, and there's a little bit of administration to all of that. So just keep that in mind. It's not a quick thing. It just takes a little bit of time, and things to keep in mind. And also, demand for your unit comes and goes. So through COVID, the summertime, which is the low season here in PV, very strong demand because Mexico was taking anyone. But the summer of 2022, the demand was very low because Europe had opened up and everyone was going to Europe. So the demand had dropped. So you just want to be able to ride that demand as it comes and goes. So really do the numbers and be very grounded in your income expectation, minus your expenses of property management and things. You want to keep that in mind because the demand will come and go, and you want to be able to weather the storms as demand comes and goes. Also, if you're buying into a pre-construction building, keep in mind that if you're buying into a building of 100 units, when that building is finished, most of those 100 units are going to be going onto Airbnb. So the demand is going to come down because there's so many units coming onto the rental market. So again, you have to be ready for a slow start until you build up some good reviews, and you get your building finds its flow and the demand comes back up. Some of the pros, you make better money with short-term rental, and what's great is you can have your own vacation home. You can come anytime you want, and then it can make money and pay for itself the rest of the time. And that's great flexibility. That's a great freedom, and that's fun, And for a lot of people, it allows you to get into the real estate market by maybe earning more money from the short-term rentals, or real estate might be cheaper here in PV compared to your home country, and it allows you just to get into the real estate market, which is great. Like the Airbnb sites and stuff, they've got really great systems. It's safe. It's an easy payment system and things like that as well. So it makes you don't necessarily need your own website or anything like that. That's all taken care of with Airbnb. Obviously, they take their fees, but it's well worth it. So a little advice. You want to be in a position to weather the storms of demand coming and going. People can sell you on the idea that it's a real gravy train and it's great money, and it is great money, but sometimes you'll have unexpected bills that you might not have factored in, your tax, your property management fees, your wear and tear and replacing things. So you really want to factor those things in. And one other thing is you want to know the difference between a condo, a 2-bedroom condo in the heart of the romantic zone with a beautiful rooftop pool is obviously going to have a lot more demand. It's more expensive to buy, but a lot more demand than maybe a 2-bedroom house inland 15 minutes drive. So keep that in mind, you know. You do want to be buying in an area where the tourism is high, but just know that not all properties are equal in terms of the demand that they'll have from renters. If you have an older condo up the top of a hill, no rooftop swimming pool, and it's a bit dated, that's not going to have the same demand as something down on the flat in the romantic zone. So factor those things in as well. Now you can make your Airbnb quite easy to just ticks over. For example, you can have a lockbox to make check-ins really easy. You can give your guests a welcome pack that has all the frequently asked questions in it and things like that. So you can make it really smooth, but just it takes time to set up. All right, and then to finish off, my observation here with selling real estate to people buying these properties, what works really well is if you love Puerto Vallarta, you've been coming here for years, you want to own real estate here, you want to come here for your own vacations, but you want your property to make money when you're not here. That's a great scenario, and you'll be very happy with your purchase. If you're looking for a destination to buy real estate, you're not connected with the place, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Portugal, but you just want to invest somewhere, it may not be the thing to do, because you may be better to invest, you know, around the corner from where you live, because, like I've said, you're going to have tax obligations. You're going to need to set up a team, a good property manager, a good booking manager, and go through the steps of residency, and all that takes time and money and administration. And so I find the people that are really happy with their purchases are people that love Puerto Vallarta, love coming here, want to own real estate here, and they're going to rent out on the side to just supplement their mortgage, supplement their HOA fees, and a little bit of extra income, you know. So that's kind of what I see. Anyway, so I hope that adds some value and gives you some insights. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I am from New Zealand, but I live here in Puerto Vallarta. I sell real estate to friends and clients. I love it. It's a fantastic place, a fantastic lifestyle. So any questions about buying and selling, please get in contact with me. I've got other videos that talk about property management and immigration and things like that. So yeah, and if you think buying here could be an option, join my newsletter. Go to my website, join my newsletter. It has all the new developments, the new listings each week, and lots of educational videos and information on buying safely here in beautiful Puerto Vallarta. Anyway, thank you for listening to this video through to the end, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.